My name is Phil Colclough. I'm Director of Animal Care, Conservation, and Education, PHIL. My last name is Colclough. Binti is a 38-year-old female chimp that we got from Cleveland Metro Park Zoo back in 2008. She's been here a long time at Zoo Knoxville. We had to make the unfortunate decision yesterday to euthanize Binti. She presented 2 days ago with a lot of lethargy. The vets got to her very quickly. She rapidly declined. The vets were able to immobilize her and get some hands on her and do an ultrasound. They saw a growth on her liver, which appeared to be a growth on her liver. So we ended up taking her to UT College of Veterinary Medicine, which are our partners in our animal care with our animals, and they confirmed that she had a very large growth and was losing a whole lot of blood. We had arranged to possibly do a transfusion, which we do sometimes with some of our other chimps, and it was just determined she was too far gone to do that, so we humanely euthanized her. We follow the care of our animals from birth to death and look at everything all the way along the line, and sometimes we have to make that hard decision, and it's the most caring thing we can do for an animal sometimes is euthanizing them when the time is right, and the time was obviously right for Binti. We brought her back to her family, her troop here at Zoo Knoxville, and let them all grieve and look at her. That's something primates do, not different from what we do, honestly. And they were solemn, not to be too anthropomorphic, but they were solemn. They knew what was going on. Stevie, who is her child, was not with her. She was not able to raise Stevie, so we have two surrogate aunts that are taking care of Stevie. So I know that's going to be a concern from some of our public, that how is Stevie going to do without her mother? Stevie is much closer with her surrogate aunts. And we nonetheless gave Stevie the opportunity to grieve as well, and just like the rest of the chimpanzees, did what was very natural. No panic, no overt emotion, just kind of solemn. This is the way it is. So we're obviously going to keep monitoring that situation when a death happens like this in a tight family like a chimpanzee troop. There's some ripple effects on them behaviorally and hierarchically. So all the keeper staff are watching real closely for any of that and making sure there's nothing else we need to pay attention to directly with this situation. Of course, she contributed to the population of chimps under our care with Stevie. I mean, that's a really important thing. They're as a species aren't doing well in the wild. They're critically endangered because of poaching and habitat encroachment. So it's really important that we maintain these populations under human care, and she contributed to that. So that's a wonderful legacy that she's left. Our keeper staff are caretakers, are first and foremost caretakers of these animals. They want to make sure they have the most wonderful, full life possible under our care. There's kind of that scientist part of them, but there's also the emotional part of them that get really attached to these animals. That's why these keepers spend their lives in these positions, taking care of these animals. So there's a grieving time for them as well, and we're not letting that fall from our minds as well. We want to take really good care of them and all of the staff that were close to Binti and all of our animals. So yeah, it's something we're concerned about. We got to care for our staff as well as our animals when something like this happens.